Rachit Chen. I work as a strategic partnerships manager here at Meta. I'm based in Gurgaon. So I'd like to thank my operator for giving me this opportunity. I think during the next 10, 15 minutes, I'm just going to be spending some time on reiterating as to why a lot of brands are relying on channels like WhatsApp to drive customer engagement. And then if maybe this is something that you're not thinking about, how can you leverage WhatsApp as a channel to drive customer engagement? So without any further ado, let me just quickly get on to this deck. More than happy to take your questions as well. If there are any questions, feel free to add in your questions in the chat, or more than happy to answer your questions towards the end of the session. So let's just first understand what is that customers are looking at today, and how WhatsApp can sort of be part of this whole new age sort of feedback loop, right? If you look at your consumers today, and then most of this deck that I'm going to be showing it to you today is largely in context of businesses that come with the background of retail, fintech, etc. While some of these use cases could be adopted for different verticals as well, just for the sake of convenience and to ensure that we are able to sort of relate to some of these use cases. I have sort of built this tech in context to retail and a bit of fintech, so that all of us are able to sort of relate to what I'm going to be saying in the next 15 minutes. So today, customers are looking for convenient experience for whatever they're looking to purchase. They also want to know in real time, if their favorite SKUs are back in stock. People like you and me, if we bought something online, we would also want a convenient way of returning that product without looking through the entire invoice, etc. Right? And then, because most of us are today on the move most of the time, either at work, traveling because of work, or personal commitments, we don't really want to spend a lot of time deciding what we want to buy. I think in our minds, we want to buy, and then we would want to sort of go ahead and make that decision as opposed to spending a lot of time researching, that this is a product that I need to buy, etc. Right? And then, last but not least, once you've sort of bought your product, you'd want to be able to track this product from anywhere, right? And now you look at WhatsApp. WhatsApp sort of helps you build engagement across these different facades of journey in a much more seamless and in a convenient way. When it comes to creating value, WhatsApp can help you uh, increase your lead generation and increase revenue. It also helps businesses increase their upsell and cross sell. For instance, if someone is trying to buy a product, a brand can conveniently try and upsell or cross sell any other SKU along with what the consumer is looking to buy. And because there's a continuous feedback loop, what WhatsApp also helps you with is a lot of increased customer satisfaction. And I sort of want to give a personal example, right? These days you come across a lot of these new age brands, right? A lot of new D2C brands. And then most of these D2C brands are something, that you've never even heard of, right? So there was a similar experience that I gotten into. I saw an ad. I was interested in buying t-shirts from that brand, but because I've never really heard about that brand, there was a WhatsApp button on the right. I clicked on that button. I spoke to the customer service executive. That executive helped me narrow it down, to certain SKUs, and then I was able to buy few articles of clothing. It sort of also helped me with increased satisfaction, and then I knew that I am not spending my money on a brand that is non-existent, etc. So a lot of these brands are today also leveraging platform like WhatsApp to drive increased customer satisfaction. Now the best part is, while it helps you increase value, it also sort of helps you bring down a lot of traditional costs. So a lot of costs that are associated with respect to client acquisition, costs that are associated with contact centers or agent, a lot of this can be brought down because a lot of these things can be automated on WhatsApp. Uh, well, so how do we sort of do this, right? Well, if you are on WhatsApp, brands can get some of these metrics, right? When they sort of adopted WhatsApp and then sort of built these different sales journeys on WhatsApp. For instance, when you look at the major cost today for any of these emerging brands, one of the most important costs that they would want to look at is the acquisition cost, right? For a lot of these brands, the cost of acquisition is pretty higher. They'll be spending a lot of money on ads. They'll be spending a lot of money on other channels to acquire users. But because of channels like WhatsApp and the engagement that you're able to build on channels like WhatsApp, brands are able to lower the acquisition cost. Uh, let's say if the user has bought a product, but you still want to re-engage with that user later, either for a cross-sell or an upsell, or just for simple feedback, right? Channel like WhatsApp can further help you improve your re-engagement, right? So, or for instance, let's say I was trying to buy something, but the user didn't pay for it. You can re-engage with the user for a same cart product that they added in cart, and then help them make that decision, right? It also sort of helps in overall agent efficiency. So, a lot of these additional traditional uh, methods that exist today, which is like large contact centers and a lot of offline agent contact centers, a lot of this can be automated, right? So you could have a simple WhatsApp button, your customers can engage with you on that via that button, and then agent also is sort of informed in real time in terms of what the customers is looking at, and how they can help customers. So these are some ways in which how WhatsApp can help you get better engagement for your brand. So now let's just sort of spend about another 5-10 minutes in going through the entire sales cycle. So if you look at the entire sales cycle, for any product or service that you're trying to consume, this would largely have 4 or 5 different steps. But for the sake of standardization, we will look at about 6 steps. These are awareness, discovery, consideration, purchase, post-purchase, and re-engagement. So if you and I are trying to buy any product, the first and the foremost thing is that we like to aware about the product, right? As to if I'm able to see that product, if I'm able to know about the product, if I know how the product functions or how that service functions, right? Or if I've already made up my mind, I want to be informed whether that product is back in stock or not. So one of the ways through which brands can engage with their consumers at scale on a platform like WhatsApp for that specific cohort, which is like awareness, is build a lot of journeys with respect to, let's say, price drop alert, right? Or recommendations for you. For instance, I don't want to name the brand, but there is a very large brand in India that is having their end of reason sale this week, and they are sending proactive recommendations to their consumers, suggesting that last time you bought these SKUs from us, and we have some more articles and you may be interested in, right? So it's a great way of engaging with your consumers, and then tell them that while you bought this last time, we have some new articles, and you may be interested again in these articles, right? Or building a simple journey like it is back in stock. Let's say I was interested in a product, but it is no longer available on your website. So if you want to engage with your customers on WhatsApp and you want them to be engaging with you, build a journey around it is back in stock, right? So of the 6 steps for the cohort, which is awareness, in which you're going to be going in and creating a lot of awareness. These are some examples of how you can get started with respect to few of these journeys, and then go ahead and build these journeys on WhatsApp to drive a lot of engagement. Moving on to next, which is discovery. Now, let's say you're fully aware about what the product is and you're interested, etc. But obviously, you want your consumer to have a lot more understanding about the product, or let's say if they are well versed with a SKU that they want to buy, but you also want to give them a discount coupon that sort of helps them make that decision, and then move from one stage to other, or maybe give them an option to reserve that product, right? So let's say if it's a product that is only available in a limited quantity, as a brand you can go ahead and create journeys around discount codes on how do you use your product, or you could reserve a product. For instance, a lot of these brands globally that sells a lot of sneakers, they have these journeys built on WhatsApp that lets you reserve a pair of sneakers, right? So it's a right way of engaging with consumer, and then also ensuring, that your consumers are continuously engaged with you. So they've built journeys in which, they send out a push message on WhatsApp, and via that message, people like you and me are able to reserve that SKU, right? So you could have a similar journey built for your specific product or service. You could also have simple event notification. So let's say the same brand is conducting a sale. You could have a marketing message that can be sent to a cohort of users to drive engagement, telling them that there's an upcoming sale and they could buy their product of their choice in this upcoming sale. Moving on to the next stage, which is like consideration. Again, to build a lot more engagement with your specific users on this, build journeys around, how do I sort of, ensure that I'm able to engage with them in a little better way. So, for instance, one of the most easiest example, whenever we're browsing websites or a lot of these digital e-commerce stores these days, we would have a lot of articles that we will add in our wish store, but we will not really buy them. So either we don't need them, or probably we feel the prices are too on the higher side. So you could have simple journeys built for for one of these use cases. For instance, let's say I have you as a brand, you have a e-commerce store. You could have a journey built on WhatsApp that is sending nudges to users and telling them that these were the products that you sort of added to your cart, but you've not purchased. Here's an upcoming sale. You may be interested in buying this SKU, right? So you could have a journey built around this. And let's say once the user has already decided and made up their mind, that yes, I like this product, I like this service, I want to buy this. Create simple journeys, right? Help your users to become a member of your service or a product, right? Help them create their profile on WhatsApp. Help them sign up to your website or to your service on WhatsApp, right? Today, because we also have payments on WhatsApp, which is like natively built in. A lot of these D2C stores, a lot of these emerging brands, you guys can also ask your consumers to pay for your services and products on WhatsApp. So if you have a product that, let's say, you're built a marketing journey for, and then user is interested in that product, you could ask them for payment natively within WhatsApp via the solution that we sort of announced about 6 months back. So user can click on that, pay for that product or service via the choice of their app, which could be PhonePe, WhatsApp, Paytm, etc., or a credit card or a debit card. So this is one other way you can engage with your users and ensure your users are on top of some of these decisions that they are trying to take for a product or a service that they're wanting to purchase. So now let's say user made up their mind, they've bought the product. What next, right? To ensure you're still engaging with your users and users are in touch with you, build journeys around post purchase. This is the most important step in any sales cycle, and I'm sure Karan would sort of also agree to this. So once I've sort of purchased a product or a service, the anxiety sort of kicks in, right? I would obviously want to know, where is my product, right? Is there a way for me to track the delivery of my product, right? Or if I've already received the product but I've not liked it for whatever reason, is there a simpler way for me to arrange a return, right? Or if I want an invoice, is there a way for me to download that invoice in a much more efficient and a simpler manner? So you could have a lot of these journeys built on WhatsApp, and that way you are able to engage with your users once they've availed your product or service. So once all of this is done, and then let's say, which is the most important piece, and which is what I sort of talked about when I started this conversation, that WhatsApp also helps a lot of these brands to bring down their cost of acquisition, right? Because the platform is so powerful, you're able to re-engage with your existing users, and you're also able to re-engage with a lot of these users that may have interacted with you or you've interacted with them in past. So you could have a lot of journeys built for these users. So you could have a simpler journey, like let's say product of the week, right? Or you could give them a personal consultancy, or you could give them a very timed or a curated coupon, or give them an option to redeem loyalty points. So, think of some of these journeys that you can build that will further help you sort of build a lot more engagement with your users, once they sort of made that decision. This will also sort of ensure that you completed that complete feedback loop. So I think just to sort of end this conversation, a lot of places where a lot of brands fail, and which is what I've been sort of trying to tell for the past 10 minutes, is look at WhatsApp today to build journeys across this entire sales funnel, as opposed to maybe creating a journey on one very specific for one specific cohort. So you may start with awareness, but please don't stop at awareness. Please also ensure that you have a journey that is talking to the journey that you've built in the awareness cohort, and then you have a journey for consideration, purchase, post purchase, and re-engagement. That way, you are able to really leverage the true power of WhatsApp, and you're able to engage with your consumers, and likewise, your consumers are able to engage with you in a much more richer and a proficient manner. So I'm just going to stop here now. I'm more than happy to sort of take questions now or later towards the later of the session.